I'm Dave Burkhardt. I'm president of 40s Limited. And on behalf of all our club members, both current and past, we'd like to welcome you to 44 Day for 2015. We're here today with a rod run on Saturday that we do on the 5-year anniversaries of 40. So this year, the 4075. And we're here to celebrate it. So we expect to see a lot of 40s at La Palma Park.
dip doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da dip 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 doody dow ba doop be doo ba da da
Thank you. 2 o'clock, 50-50 join. My big ones. I could use that.
My name is Rusty Rick. I'm from Northern California. I bought this car in 1966 in New Jersey from one of my best friends. He told me about this car, excuse me, before it was even his, when he was in the negotiating to buy it. I told him even before I saw the car that I wanted to buy it as soon as he was ready to sell it. A few years later, I bought it for $350. He had put a brand new top on it when he had it, and the top cost him $150. So I'm guessing he paid about $200 for the car. I can't remember now, it's been too many years. It was a stalker with a newer flathead. And like I said, I bought it in '66. Shortly thereafter, I went into the Marine Corps. I got discharged at Treasure Island in the mid to late 70s. I had talked to a few shops down here and ended up disassembling the car, trailer to tail A, had about 4 or 5 shops do work on it, build it to my specifications. I designed it. I didn't have the place or the tools or the skills to execute it, but 3 dicks worked on it. 2 of them were real dicks. One of them was a gentleman. I'm not going to say which, but Dick Dean chopped the windshield, removed the door handles and the trunk lid handle. Dick Magoogarak did the chassis in Canoga Park. And Dick Scritchfield stripped the car, chemically stripped the car at LA Metal Stripping and Restoration. And then the chemicals and the EPA were getting involved, so he was renting a warehouse or leasing a warehouse. He bought a lot, built a building, changed the name to Scritch's Auto Restoration, and it was finished at Scritch's Auto Restoration. They did the fab, the body work, and Scritch painted it. At that time, it was $2,000 for his paint job. He had a Sweeney's guy working for him, Alf Eberoff. He did the actual metal work. I ran into a guy named Al Cooper from Huntington Beach at the NSRA Mini Nationals in Ventura. He told me that it needed a Carson top, and that's what I was waiting to hear. He used to work at Carson Top Shop, so it's the closest thing to a modern Carson Top as you could probably get. Then over the years, I've had to change everything. I changed everything that Magoo did under the car. I had someone fabricate these fender well headers, and it's got a Jim Babb radiator. It's got a 350 Chevy, a Doug Nash 5-speed. When I first built it, it had a Ford 4-speed top loader, and then I found the Doug Nash 5-speed. It's got a narrowed 9-inch 57 Ford station wagon rear end with 270 gears, which I call the poor man's overdrive. And also in '86, I drove it to the NSRA Nationals in Oklahoma City. And I've got about 100,000 miles behind the wheel of this car since it was done in the late 70s. Inside, I've got a Corvette tilt-telly steering column that has a Bob Drake reproduction 36 banjo wheel. About a year, sometime last year, a friend of mine gave me, and I had been looking for a Carson Top Shop, actually Hauser Carson padded top shop plaque for decades. He gave me one that was in his shop attached to, screwed to a wooden cabinet. So I've got that, which I cherish immensely. And on the back, it's got a strip of tape. And on that tape, it's got a date. I think it's August 11th or something like that, 1944, if I'm not mistaken. And it's got a number on it. So I'm guessing that that's the number of the top that was made for whatever car it was, attached to originally. Okay, let me tell you about the back of the car. It's got 37 DeSoto bumpers front and rear, 49 Chevy license plate guards front and rear, personalized plate that I had powder coated, and a friend of mine, Bruce the Brush, lettered it, painted the letters, Cal Custom for California Custom. When I was growing up, still in high school, maybe even prior to being in high school, I think it was a regional thing, and I actually have the magazine. It may have been Rotting and Restyling, but I don't remember. It was a pocketbook that had a backyard shade tree multi-page article on how to put 58 through 60 Corvette taillights and 40 Ford fenders. And a lot of the show cars at that time, 40 show cars, had these. So when I had it at Dick's, I gave that magazine to him and Alf actually improved on that shade tree installation on putting the taillights in these fenders. The top one was done by Dave Bell, and it's the 50th anniversary tour of 40 Fords that actually began in Reno, Nevada. It went for a week, ended up here in La Palma Park to celebrate the 50th anniversary. They went down Interstate 80 to Boreal Ridge, and the guy that took this picture had an antique camera. He had two pictures available. One was vehicles only, the other was vehicles and people. That's the one I chose. Now I'm here at the 25 years later at the 75th anniversary, put on by the 40s Limited of Orange County, and I've really enjoyed it.
Right in the 40.
Hi, this is Stan Smith. I'm here today at the 75th anniversary of the 40 Ford at 40s Limited car show that we've had for years now. I think it's 39th year or so, somewhere around there. And I've been a member since 1983. And I'm here with my 40 Woody that we've had since about 91. And it's restored. It's got a flathead. And it actually made it down here. So anyway, having a great time. The car is totally restored, and glad to be here for the 75th. The other places that we show the car almost every year now is Wavecrest down south in San Diego, and Encinitas, and we've been going there for years and years and years also. And Up the Hill Woody Club in Lake Arrowhead, where they have the wooden boat and wooden car show, and we go up there every year, but I don't take the car. I will maybe once I get some better tires or newer tires. These tires here are over 30 years old, and they belonged originally to Steve Vanetta on his 42-door, the Flame 2-door. Bought them from him back in the early 90s, and I still got the same tires on her, so I kind of have to hold my breath when I get on the freeway, but so far so good. I just take it real easy. But anyway, I've been enjoying the car, and my wife Kelly isn't here today, but she has a 40 convertible, deluxe convertible, same color, same basic interior, so they're like twins, but the car isn't here today, and nor is my wife. So anyway, I'm here by myself to party without her. Lastly, make sure everybody is here enjoying the cars. It's a great show. There's a lot of cars here, a lot of 40s to look at. And if you missed the show, shame on you, because it was a great show today for the 75th anniversary.
Oh, my name's Jim Bradford, and I'm here at the 40s car show today, 40s Limited, and I'm here with the 40 panel that I have. And I understand there were only 400 of these made in 40. I may be wrong, but that's what I've been told. But this one was an ambulance in Mexico when it started out its life. and it's been completely changed since then. The good thing about these, from a hot rod standpoint, you can carry your spare tire with you in the side pocket, where a lot of the cars you have a problem trying to figure out where to go. Everything's been changed on it. It's got a Jag rear end, a four-wheel disc. Everything's leather inside. It's got the poppers for the doors, so it's kind of easy to get in and out of it. It's got Chevy drivetrain with a 400R overdrive transmission. It's got the optional propeller on the front, which at high speed makes the air vortex over the hood into the air conditioning duct here. So, just kidding. But it's just kind of something that makes it look a little different anyway. If you've never made it to this show, this is a wonderful show. Hopefully you can make it next year. It's always in June, and it's really usually a pretty time of year, and it's a great show.
Okay, my name's Alvin Scalise. I'm from the Los Angeles area. This is a 1938 Ford COE. I happened to run across it one day at a friend of mine's garage, just the body style. So I was very impressed with it. I came home, found it on the internet, and bought it over the internet. I paid $4,200. And I wasn't satisfied with the outlook of it, so I started cutting all the parts that I could out of it, including extending the grille 8 inches, customizing the front fender, the windows in the front, chopping the roof, adding a Dodge, 1950 Dodge rear cab to it, so it'd be a 5-window. Ford don't make 5 windows. I got a Suburban, a bed from a Chevrolet, took all the identifying marks out of it, and had to fit it to my wheel well, so I kept moving it back till I finally found where it fit. Those are Hudson fenders back there, 1939. The back part of it is Lincoln 77, and that's how I started designing the car. I had the taillights already, and I drew a little rendering of the taillights in the back of the truck, and that was my day bore right there. I started from there, worked my way forward. It took me about, actually, 240 hours, which fell into about a 10, 11-month period. I'm talking long hours and 7 days a week. I'm very excited about it. And I came across this big engine here, and I thought about those pipes. I thought that would send off a little something in that hole back there. And it's a lot of question about it. I enjoy the look. The sun visor is part of what used to be the roof. When I finished cutting it, I slid it forward, and I says, whoop, there it is. I like that one. I have a step right here. That step is my jack stands. They have steps you can buy for the fender. They're called shin bruisers. But I thought I'd avoid the pain and just put a jack stand there just for conversation again.
Hello, my name's Carl Lasky. This is the first fire engine of Lomita. It's a 1917 Model T Ford, and it was in service from 1921 to 1925. It was manned by 2 volunteers in town, Hugo Schmidt and Charlie Smith, and one was the butcher and one was a businessman in Lomita. Once this went out of service and the town got bigger, they became a paid fire department, and that was Los Angeles County Fire Station 6. And my grandfather, Frank Spike Lasky, was the first fire captain in Lomita. And eventually they loaned this to neighboring city Walteria. And eventually the firemen in Lomita says, hey, we're going to go get our Model T back. And when they went to get it back, it had 4 flat tires and never been to a fire. So it actually sat in a state of disrepair for quite some time. My grandfather offered Charlie Smith, who was the deputy fire warden, $25 for the Model T. And so it sat for quite a while, and eventually it was handed down to my father, Thomas Elton Lasky. Tom would later become a Los Angeles City fireman and served in that department for over 30 years. In the late 1950s, he restored it for the first time when he got out of the Navy, and then it appeared in a lot of parades and displays through the 60s and 70s. By late 1978, the fire engine had a leaky radiator, and my dad decided I need to fix that, and it turned into a he tore the whole thing down and did a frame-up restoration from about 1978 to 83. So this fire engine has been on Queen for a Day, the Santa Claus Lane Parade in Hollywood. And at that time, I was a little kid, and my dad just happened to be waving to a TV camera, and my brother and I were sitting in front of the TV, black and white, and waving to the TV, and we turned around to Mom and said, asked, can Dad see us? And she goes, yes, he can see you. So, and when we were also little, my dad we were in the garage with him. We were always tinkering around in the garage with Dad, and we could smell grass burning. And he goes, hey guys, I smell a grass fire. Do you? And he goes, yeah, we do. So all three of us looked outside, and sure enough, we could see smoke coming up. He looked at both of us and he goes, do you guys want to go to a fire? And we were so excited. We were like the Keystone Firemen trying to get ready and get our helmets and coats on. So we pulled up to the intersection, and he says, okay, blow the siren. And we pulled in behind engine 85s from LA City. And my dad knew the engineer, and the engineer knew him in the fire engine. And he says, hey, can you, my boys put out some fire? And he says, absolutely. He goes, I'm about ready to get my hose burnt. Can you have him take a line in there? Well, my dad took the hose out of the hose basket, and when he took it out, it was like a spring or a coil. He did it on purpose. He handed me the nozzle. My brother was behind me. He goes, you guys ready? We go, yeah, Dad. And we were all braced, ready for action. And he charged the line really fast on purpose. And I went flying one way. My brother went flying the other way. And after the engineer and my dad got a good laugh, he straightened out the hose and kind of guided us in and put out some fire. So I've actually been to a real fire on it. So, and my only regret is there's no video or GoPro back in those days. So I wish I would have had video. A couple years ago, it was time to pass the baton, and so I'm the driver, chief polisher, and mechanic, and I enjoy taking it to car shows and other displays just so people can see it and enjoy it. Actually, the reason why I brought the car today is for the past several years, Joe Gasser is the member of the 40 Ford Club, and he grew up with my dad. Gasser's garage was right across the street from where my dad grew up, and then the firehouse was right next to that. And so my dad grew up with Joe, and actually I got to give credit where credit's due. Joe Gasser did the engine work on this in the late 70s, 80s when it was last restored. And for the past several years, Joe's looked at me and go, Carl, he goes, well, I'm still around. I'd really like to have you come out to the 40 Ford Club, this car show, and display the fire engine. So I'm here for Joe. Here's engine 6 responding. Not bad after 98 years. 2 more years, it'll be 100.
Good morning. We're here at the Early Ford store for the 40 Ford run today. It's the 75th anniversary of the 40. We're leaving here and going to cruise on through to some shops in Pomona and on down through the canyon, ended up in Brea, and then a collection down in Orange area. We've got a great group of cars here, and we'll be rolling out here in just a little bit. We're going to have around 40 cars on the tour. And we'll see you at the next stop, which will be Pomona Valley Custom.
We're here at the Early Ford store. I'm Bill, and we got a bunch of 40 Ford guys here, and we're going to have a day. We've been here 16 years. Pretty much everything, up to 1959 car and up to 72 pickup. Good luck on your run.
Okay, and we'll see you at the next stop, which will be Pomona Valley Custom. We're here at our second stop, Pomona Valley Custom. Bruce, the owner here, is showing us a good time with a lot of donuts and good things and all the fine cars they're working on here. And we'll be off shortly to our next stop down in Brea. And we have a nice cruise ahead there.
Hi, I'm Bruce Hollingsworth, the owner of Pomona Valley Customs. And we're just here with the 40s Limited Club today. We're the second stop on the show. And I'm just standing in front of a little 36 Chevy that we're putting a little 383 in it. And we're just looking forward to, we do a lot of ground up restorations and regular repair on all hot rods. And we also do 4-wheel drive work. And we're glad to have all the people here and show them around. All right, you guys, you ready to get to your next stop?
Jasper Rodriguez. This is my dad, Rudy Rodriguez, and we are the owners of Fullerton Fabrication. We do early hot rods to gassers and customs. We do it all. Right here, we got the 32 Ford chassis. We've been doing frame work. I mean, fitting everything for the quick change rear end. Back there, I got my 51 Ford Coupe. I'm putting an FE motor in it. I'm putting a Ford in my Ford with a gearbox. Merc over there, just a mild chop, what we think is a mild chop. Laying down the window right now, getting it welded in, making the new top for it. It's a lot of work. No, my dad's helping me.
It's me and him.
Yeah, both of us. But I'm doing all the welding mostly.
Yeah, and we also, again, like to thank all the 40 Ford guys for coming here. We're honored to have them because it's neat, you know what I mean? We work here all the time, that's all we do. Sometimes it gets old. But then once you see all these really neat cars and stuff, it kind of makes us feel good knowing that, we're doing something neat, you know what I mean? Because sometimes at the end of the day, this is work. Work is work. But when you see all the older gentlemen and everybody walking around, it makes us feel good knowing that we're doing something pretty cool. Yeah, we see all the fruits of our labor. And like I said, this is what we do. We do tons of metal work, but we'll work on anything. But again, it was great having them here, and they're very welcome. Everybody here is very welcome. Look us up we have a Facebook, but we also have an Instagram called Fullerton Fabrication. You can go on our Instagram, you can see all the pictures of all the work we do, our contact information, everything is there. And yeah, check us out. I think you guys will like our work.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Bill Holland of BRC Fabrication over here in Brea. I just want to thank your club for coming out and joining in the open house of our shop today to see what kind of work we do in here. Please call or contact us at any time, even with just some questions. I'm always open to give help in any direction that I can. And thank you very much for making our stop part of your tour of your great club, 40s Limited.
This is Jenny McGregor, and we're on the 40s Limited. You guys are laughing at me. Fun run, and we're at a fabrication shop, and this is my 40 Ford right here that we take everywhere. We go a lot of runs, and this was my first car when I was in high school, and we've had it all redone, new chassis, air conditioning, which is my favorite thing, and it's a Ford in a Ford. We have a brand new Ford engine in there, which makes it a real Ford. The flames, the color was my idea. I was in charge of coloring as far as the interior and the exterior and upholstery, and my husband was in charge of all the running gear. So that was my idea. I picked the tan color, and then the flames. We've taken it to Pleasanton. We've taken it to Ashland, Oregon. And we've been to Bass Lake, we've been Mammoth, Reno, on August nights, Pleasanton. We've done, a lot of local car shows, a lot of local runs, and we just have fun. We got trophies at Big Bear and several of them, other ones. Oh, great, Carbon Canyon. Yeah. That's so much fun to go through there, especially in these cars because of the curves. So we had a great time. Good. Yeah, it was fun.
I'm Diana Bruns. We're at the Rudy's Fabrication Shop, and this is my 40 Ford convertible, and I should say my husband's, but anyway, we got it done for our son's wedding 17 years ago, and he restored it himself along with Bud Lakeman's help and everybody else's help. We've been to Mammoth, we've been to Bass Lake, we've been to Reno, Pleasanton. Roughly 20 years. My husband found it in Atwood. It was in a field covered with nothing but leaves, rotted, and he totally restored it. And we take it out on the weekends now it's summertime and cruise the beach. Yeah, it's a driver. We used to tow it. We don't tow it no more. We drive it.
Hi, my name is Linda Teitsworth, and this is my husband's 40 Ford. It is a Ford in a Ford. He has had it for quite a long time. He had a 66 Fairlane he bought new, and he sold that so that we could go ahead and build this one. We go all over. We've been Reno and Pleasanton and all the local shows. We go down to San Diego, and we take it a lot. We drive it. It's got air conditioning, which makes it so much better. He has a 39 Ford that we went all the way back to Indiana and didn't have air conditioning, and that was not fun. We just enjoy it. It's just it's real good, real easy riding car, and Bud Lakeman was the one who helped build it, and we just really have a good time in it. My husband had this hood, and he was going to exchange it with the car that he had, and I said I don't like the louvers, but he won since it's his. And yeah, there's a little thing underneath that the rain doesn't go through to the engine, and it's a fun car. We have a good time in it. We'll see you at the party on Sunday.
Okay, I'm Jim Gilliland, Vice President of the 40s Limited Club here in Orange County, California. I want to welcome everybody today to the last stop on our Saturday run. We're celebrating the 75th anniversary of the 1940 Ford, and we have our car show tomorrow in La Palma Park, Anaheim, California. We're expecting 300 cars, and half of them 1940 Fords. Yeah, today, the Saturday run started at the Early Ford V8 store in San Dimas, went to a hot rod shop, a builder in Montclair, and then two stops in Fullerton, California at Rudy's and Bill's hot rod shop. And then the last stop of the day was here at my residence in Yorba Linda, California. And as I look around, I didn't count heads, but it appears we've got about 60 people present. Yeah, and with that, we'll see you tomorrow at the car show, La Palma Park, Anaheim. Expect 300 cars.
The red is mine, and the green is mine. We'd like to thank all of you for coming today. One of the things we wanted to do a little different this year was the members were going to pick 3 cars, and we were going to present some of Jim Gilliland's famous trophy piston clocks. So we didn't make it a car show, but we picked one non-40, we picked a long distance, and we kind of best original 40. So If Larry Crum would like to come up, he has a beautiful white Bel Air bubble top. Wow. And everybody really liked your car.
Well, thank you
And
so much.
The wrappings to protect the pistons.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And our long distance is that nice blue coupe from Texas. So Gilberto Flores. So Gilberto, this will go with the metal plaque that you bought today.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming so far and joining us.
Thank you very much.
And last but not least is a very nice original 40 coupe owned by Craig Huntoon. Where's Craig?
Right here.
Craig Huntoon.
There he is, Brian.
There he is.
Who, me?
You.
What did I do?
You brought a really nice original 40 coupe.
I tried.
And we're going to get it closer for you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're
Had
welcome.
a great time.
Okay, great. So anyway, thanks again for everybody coming. A little piece of nostalgia. My wife and I went on this run 5 years ago and joined the club the next day and have had a fabulous time since. So anybody that's even thinking about joining, I encourage you to do it. It's a great family. So thanks for coming.
I came in the car club in 1973.
And your name?
Clark Brothers.
Bill Osborne, I came in the club in 1991.
I'm Jim Phillips, and I joined in 1992.
I'm Mike Carroll, and I joined in 2001.
I'm Dick Stiller. I joined in 1987.
John Owings not doing the 91.
So who can tell me a little history about the club?
Well, he's the one to tell it. You're the oldest member.
Well, actually, I got a couple things that probably can jump in.
Go ahead.
So the club started in 1968, formed, and a group of guys got together, and they did some survey sheets, they called it, for 40 Ford. Guys that owned 40 Fords, and to try and see if there's a much interest in get a club going. This guy named Dick Hendricks, who started the club.
Our founder.
Yep, founder, who's since passed away. We had a big celebration a couple of years ago for that. But in it, it grew from there, and they had chapters in San Fernando, Ventura, San Diego. Orange County was the original.
The Valley and Orange County.
Yeah. And so then it went on from there. You guys ought to talk about when 40 Ford Day started. Is really
The first one was 1976. Lee Kelly, president in the 70s.
He's still around.
Yeah, he retired. He lives in Idaho. He started 40s Day in La Palma, Mile Square Park, Mountain Valley, 1976. But almost all of them have been in La Palma Park. Like the last 35 years have been in La Palma Park. Works out really well.
How many cars show up usually?
We have over 200, between usually 220, 250, something like that.
So how many members are in this club?
Right now, we've got about 150 members right now.
Does everyone have to own a 40 Ford?
No, you don't. The rules to join the club are, all you got to do is like them.
Have an interest.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 39.
We have members in Mexico and Sweden and a couple other countries.
Australia.
Our Swedish member, one of them's right there. He came from Sweden for 40's Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
come on over and say hi.
we need you.
40 Deluxe Coupe, black with flathead, 40 pickup truck, with a 302.
So how do you get parts for it over there?
Comes over here.
Did you restore it yourself, or?
Yeah, most. Not the body.
He buys a lot of parts in the U.S.
Back to your question on you have to own a 40 Ford. The club is really 39, 40 passenger and commercial, and 41 commercial. Those are all the same body style, basically.
Same front end.
Yeah, front ends, yeah. So
And you just have to have an interest. You don't have to own a car.
Probably what 90% of the people own cars. In that group.
So
and the club,
if someone's watching this that doesn't know anything about it, what could you tell them about the club?
Well, one of the things we do a couple of runs a year. We go up to we have been going up to Santa Maria, and we have a couple stay overnight, and we do tours around Central California. And we meet with another club called San Jose 40s.
They're a 40s car club in San Jose.
They put on a big run in September, October, and
Right.
we join them.
And we go to that.
The club used to be, it's kind of changed a little. It used to be real wild when these guys were younger. Now we're a little more sedate.
Right.
But it's
We're
still
all-
a lot of fun.
We're all old.
This 75th anniversary of the 44.
Yeah. Oh, I got
Our club is how old is it?
From 1968.
It's like
1968.
Okay,
I got it. It's a little less than 50 years.
Yeah.
Like 45.
75 years of Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 44th, 75th birthday, and we figured, based on how old, these guys are, not me, but, them, when it turns 80,
we may have a smaller event.
Well, we might not have the strength to put the event on that you need to have to put that event on. So we're doing a 75. We hope to do an 80.
Well, I want to say that when I joined the club, I came out from Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh. I drove my 40 sedan. I threw it together in a month, got out to California, and it's in primer and paint. And in the middle of a controversy or a fun thing between the San Jose 40s and our, the 40s Limited. And what it was something about Mary Kay. I didn't know the whole story, how it came about. But it ended up, they were going back and forth different, when it went up to...
They were doing different comedy skits up in the Central Coast.
Pink
All in
helmets, pink underwear, pink suspenders. So when I come out, I said, Dick, when I use your car
Paint it pink.
paint it pink. So my car was pink. So when they came down for the show, they went, okay, you win.
Yeah.
Stop it right
No
there.
argument.
We painted it pink.
I got the pink for about 3 months.
Yeah.
Hi, Richard. Uh-oh. Okay, I can get it right there. Is that true?
Yes. That definitely applies.
That was the late start last night, huh?
Well, yeah, that's part of it. The shit is through LA, getting through there.
And then drove it up to where was it that year?
Pismo, right?
That was it Pismo? Pismo Beach?
So. Yeah. Pismo. That time period was all
Either Pismo or Buellton or
Yeah,
something.
all around there. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Great rapport with the San Jose 40s. They're a kick.
Short behind there. No short. That's all you got on, huh?
We treat them in the spring in the Central Coast, and they do it in the fall, and we all go there. We're going to San Simeon in October. And how many cars did you have in Santa Maria a couple months ago?
Santa Maria, we had, about 25 cars. We had like 40 people. 40.
Yeah.
50. Oh, 50, yeah, I guess it was almost 49, yeah.
You know, half coming from down here and half coming from San Jose.
So we used to have a good run.
I guess to say about like 40s Limited is we have club meetings once a month. We have events during the year. We've got like Judgment Day in January where the NSRA comes out and judges the cars. We've got little events through the year. We have an awards banquet where we recognize our fellow club members for their foibles, and then
Usually a roast.
And then we have a run to spring. We've got this car show. We try and put something together for August. We have the fall car show, and we have a Christmas dinner at the end of the year. So between the club meetings, we all get the ones.
At the end of the year, we have a charity for Toys for Tots. For what else? The Children's Home.
Orangewood Children's Home. Also on 44th Day, as a result of 44th Day, the 50-50 that we have, that we sell tickets for, which usually is about $1,500, that goes to American Cancer Society. So that's really where that money goes from the work of the club. It's about, we're about getting together because we got like minds. People that like a 40, they're all kind of wired up the same.
Where's the guy that's the 40?
Yeah. So we get together, we have fun.
Come from around the world.
Donate money to charity. And that's kind of what we're about, is getting together and talking like minds and having fun.
Yeah.
Working on the cars. We do work on each other's cars. We work on each other, We work on each other's cars.
If your car's not ready to go to Santa Maria, you take your late model car. It's more about the people.
Yeah.
Social.
Yeah.
Social.
And if your car breaks down on the road, you got 10 people trying to fix it. So.
We'll see
See you all at the car show.
Okay, our first award is the Best 40 Sedan, and it's car number 233, and the owner is Ted Paris, and the trophy builder is Charlie Dobson.
Look at Wanda.
Where's Todd? Okay, the next trophy winner is the Best 40 Coupe, car 207, Ray Malzo, and Tom Hoppick is the trophy builder. Okay, the next trophy is Best Non-40 Sedan, number 124, 50 Ford two-door sedan, Gary Meechless. And Dwayne Brown was the trophy builder, but Ty Owens going to do the presentation. And he has a helper. So the next award is Best of the 50s, car number 160, 56 Chevy sedan delivery. Owner's Jim Hughes, trophy builder is Jim Gilliland. Next award is Best 40 Open, car number 35, Deluxe 40 Convertible. Owner's Dale Hetherington, and the trophy builder and presenter is Dave Burkhart. Okay, the next award we have is Kids Pick, and these kids are pretty picky, and Ty's a pretty good trophy builder, so the car number is 173, 56 F100, Jess Roman, and the trophy builder and presenters are Ty Owens and Gage Gwynn. Okay, the next trophy we have is the Best 40 Ford Survivor, and John Owens really wanted this because it matched his greeter costume. But it is number 125, 40 Ford Woody Howard Minnick, and the trophy builder is Bill Murphy. Okay, the next award we have is Best Non-40 Commercial, and number 044, 56 Ford Pickup, Bob and Brenda Reinfried, and the trophy builder is Gary Batterton. Okay, next award is President's Choice, car number 24, 40 Mercury Convertible, and owner is Lee Ludwig, and the trophy builder is Dave Burkhart. Okay, next award. This is a compact Lincoln here. Well, that's quite a car, isn't it? It's car number 141, 1930 Lincoln, owned by Joe Gonzalez. And the trophy builder is John Owens. And now you can see why John liked that Woody. Okay. This very fast 40 Ford sedan livery is the Ladies' Choice Award, and it's a 40 sedan delivery, and the owner is George Gussion, and the trophy builder is Mary Carroll. And notice you got the color right too. Our next award is Best 40 Commercial, number 127, a 41 Ford pickup, owned by Dan Keys, and the trophy builder is Jim Brimmer. Okay, the next award is Best of the 60s, car 102, 66 Chevy 2, owned by Steve Rieger, and the trophy builder is Jim Gilliland. Okay, the next award is for the Best Non-40 Coupe, and it's number 110, a 30 Ford 5-window highboy, owned by Rod Sexton, and the trophy builder is Don Shanklin. The next award is the Best 40 Original, and this one's so quiet he doesn't have to shut it off if he doesn't want to. This is entry 172, 40 Ford Deluxe 2-door, owned by Jim Welty, and Don Shanklin is the trophy builder. Okay, this is a new award for this year. This is a kind of overall Best in Show award, and since our Vice President Jim Gilliland, his main duty is to be the chairman for this show, he gets to pick the best and present the Best of Show to this 38 Ford. It's George and what's your name?
There you go. India.
And India Sepulveda, and Jim Gilliland, of course, is presenting the trophy. Well, all of 40s Limited membership wants to thank everyone for coming today to the 75th anniversary of the 40, and we look forward to seeing you back again next year, and look for this great production on the web.